Hello and welcome to the STCfit podcast. I'll be your host today. My name's Nat Jurek, and with me I'll be joined by Ben Scott and Jason Galea. STCfit are a group of coaches who provide premium coaching and education services to high-achieving women who want to ditch the frustration and achieve the results they want when they want. On the podcast, we'll be discussing all things related to our 5-step method to experiencing total clarity in knowing how to achieve your goals, present and future. The podcast is brought to you by STCfit for all your online and personal training needs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give us a share and tag at Nat Jurek STCfit, at Ben Scott STC, and at Jason Galea _STC. Hope you enjoy the show.
Like they wouldn't consume a drink like this in fear of like the milk content. I just wonder if there's enough in there for the flavour but not enough to upset the stomach for some people.
Yeah.
You know?
As a person who's consumed a large amount of condensed milk,
I can tell you.
I am half condensed.
I think you could actually have the low-fat one.
I was curious about. I was going to ask that, but I didn't want to like. I didn't want to like make, you know, when you add a recipe to something and it's shit.
Yeah, it's slightly higher in sugar, but it's less in overall calories. Yeah. So you could probably drop it down to maybe...
Probably saving the 60, I'll probably just take out of my day.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends obviously on
if you're a smaller person.
Yeah, or and if you like what your macro kind of preference is, if you're trying to keep fats down. So we're talking about Vietnamese iced coffee that Tam has made for us. That are fucking awesome.
Yeah, delicious.
Right. Definitely right.
Yeah.
It's my first one.
I laughed when I saw the condensed milk, I must admit. But I'm drinking my words right now. Yeah. Because they're delicious.
We need to give Tam a microphone so we can explain how we made it.
Because we're going to fuck it up
all
if we
I know
try.
is
just buy another mic for Tam.
There's one there.
Oh, yeah.
All I know is it was dripped into a glass with condensed milk in it. Is there any special herbs or anything, or is it just coffee with condensed milk?
Coasters on the coffee table, Tam? All good? All right, doesn't matter. Yep, no, that's all right. I'm just...
They fall down.
Don't want to mess with this studio that I didn't have anything to do with.
I laughed so much at... I was listening back to Amy's episode.
Oh, which one? Which part?
When she drops the coaster.
Oh, yeah, because you pick it up and it falls
She
down.
told me about it afterwards. She was like, oh, I was so scared. I just looked at Tam straight away. I was like...
I said Ben does that all the time.
We do it all the time. But yeah, I laughed that you could actually hear it in the recording, which is funny.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just... the quality of the mics are just good.
It just adds to the...
the unrefined...
being in the environment with us.
It's raw. We call it, guys.
It's the new thing
guys
we're
are
going
here.
with.
So are you still the host?
I don't know now. Am I the host?
You're still the host. It's your intro.
It's my intro, so I'm still the host.
Your intro played.
And I got my 2 guests with me today.
We'll try not to talk too
You
much.
guys are trying to outnumber me. I told Alex, I said, we're doing an episode with us three, and he goes, so Ben and Jace will talk, and you'll just fight to get a word in.
What's he trying to say?
You talk a lot.
It's almost like
when you're the host, you don't talk much. You listen and ask questions.
It's almost like he was at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Where no one else spoke.
Except you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the year before that was just Jason.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was so drunk. Far out.
Smaller Christmas party this year.
So if you haven't caught on to the theme, guys, we're just having a fun episode,
chat,
a get to know us episode. We're going to try and drop these in. We did one last week on the Learning Channel.
We haven't done one yet on Fit.
No.
And we haven't had all of us on it, so...
Yeah, first time.
Who knows where we'll end up.
I like this less formal stuff.
I think this new setup as well just asks for it. If we're kind of on the table, it's a little bit different, but we could just sit here for ages and just
on the table. I'm like, let's talk at the minimum so I can get the fuck off this seat. It's so uncomfortable.
Tam's telling me off.
He's looking at you. It's making me nervous now. What's mine like?
He's in trouble.
Mine okay?
We're happy, Tam. We're good. Yeah, the new setup is definitely more conducive to the more relaxed, longer form.
You were right about the chair last week.
Hey, you laid in your bed. Now you guys have to do this awkward fight for the chair. I was going to sit in that chair because I already worked out that that's your seat. So I was like, to avoid this, when you guys go to podcast together, you'll both go for that seat. So I was like, just letting you know that that's Ben's seat. And she was just like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, this is my seat. So you guys can do that awkward, whose seat is that?
I said it's cool. Like the couch all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, cool, I'm just going to sit in my seat and you guys can work that out.
Wasn't much working out. I got how he was sitting there.
Yeah,
Fuck's
yeah.
sake.
Yeah, and I said that because now you know
I'm
you'll
beaten
just,
to
sit,
it.
you'll just sit in that chair. So,
Peasant.
so you
Sit
have,
over there.
you have 2 seats and we have 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, yeah.
I was here early just in case.
Yeah, I know. You just beat me to it.
Got to get
Just
here,
ran
get that
off.
seat.
Yeah.
It's the most important things. Where am I going to sit? What's the best angle? Where's the best lighting?
Well, that's the power chair. So,
Is
you
it?
know, yeah.
You reckon?
The
Oh,
said
yeah, no, Michael said because of, what did he say? Something to do with,
feng shui.
yeah, that's the one.
Oh, right.
So that where you're pointing
Mm.
in that that's the power seat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that would
Do you
make
have-
you the host.
Here's a question for you.
Really trying to handle that, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, fine. I'll ask the first question. That's not even on the list.
Cool.
Do you have a side of the bed, or do you have an orientation in the room? Because all of us are in relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Because do you have a side, or do you have an orientation of the room?
We were talking about this. So Alex always takes the side near wherever the door is.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Takes that
that's
side,
good
except
boy.
in your house. I was on
Well,
the side
you got
near the
Indy, you're
door,
fine.
but you know how the back door was open?
Yeah.
So I was like sleeping like right near the door, and we're just laying in bed, and he's like, "They don't shut that back door, do they?" And I'm like, "No, it's okay. We got Indy. It's all good. Like
then
I can take this
Oh,
spot."
yeah. So
And
you're
then
the
Yeah.
sacrificial lamb.
And then he
in that
goes, "Well, you know what? Like if we're at Jace's place and like Mav and Cleo, if Mav was there, I wouldn't care. Like I wouldn't have a problem."
Yeah. And then at 3
Security.
a.m.,
Yeah.
Indy let him know why we don't need to shut
Yeah,
the
we
back
don't need to do
door,
it
'cause
now.
we know before anyone's even on the property that
Yeah.
someone
Yeah,
is there.
it's definitely orientation specific. I'm the like sacrificial lamb, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you just take.
I have to be closer to the door. So if an invader comes into the house, they'll get me first.
Yeah.
Was that a conscious decision? Because we realized like 3 years into our relationship
I'm pretty
that
sure
I
it's-
did it. And then I was like, yeah, it's because the door's there and I have to be between you and the door.
I'm pretty sure Steph put me there,
Yeah.
so she could not be between.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to be the first. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
interesting.
This
Yeah,
is my
well,
spot.
we were talking about it because we're moving into the new place,
Mm.
and like I'm like, "Where's the bed gonna go? Like, which side do we take? Because obviously, like everything's new now." And I'm like, "That's your side. That's my side." And then we're like, "Why do we do that? Like, you know,
Yeah.
how does that happen?" So it makes sense now.
Even when we went to Townsville, I was like closer to the door, and that was the opposite side of my bed.
Just the protector.
At home. Yeah, I just get shifted there. Now I just go there. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be the person that
When I
gets
say
killed
you're-
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When there's no dog, when the dogs aren't there, I'm like,
Doesn't
okay, I'm getting
matter.
killed. So,
At your place, I just sleep wherever the fuck I fit
Oh.
in between
Oh,
the
yeah.
dogs.
So do we. It's like Mav's starting to like try and sleep on the bed now. He's like, oh, so this is
No,
what
none of that.
we do as a family. And I'm like, no, this is what we do as a family.
Yeah.
You sleep on
You
the floor.
sleep there, mate.
Because you're too fucking big.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's just getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, nah, man. Like, you need to be down there,
Oh, I'm
unfortunately.
so excited to have him next week.
We're excited for you guys
Yeah,
to
I
have
know.
them as well. Like, I've been back for 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, fucking need a break.
Oh. Well, it's been like chaos since you got back because you came back to them having run away. So I feel
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that was the scariest moment of my life, I reckon.
yeah.
Yeah, well, top 3, I reckon. No, actually, I'll put that down as the scariest moment ever.
Well, because
Yeah.
you were so far away as well. Like, there's nothing that you can do.
Yeah, but it's just like something that I'd never thought would happen. Because like my house is like, the dogs can't get out.
Yeah.
Like my backyard is like, I've got a gate between a gate. So they can't get to the gate that's like freedom on the other side. There's a gate between that. And then the other side is on the fence line. So it's like no one can come and take them. Or they
Yeah.
can't get out. So when I got the call, they're gone. I was like, how the fuck does that even happen? Like, you know? And then yeah,
man,
it's just crazy. Gives me my heart starts racing when
When you
I
think about it.
It's
Yeah.
the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. We came home from Indy was only maybe 6 months old. We came home from the movies and she was gone.
Yeah.
Really?
And we're like, what the fuck? And couldn't find it anywhere. And apparently all she'd done. So we were walking around out the front like yelling for her, and the neighbours come out like, oh, you looking for a blue heeler puppy? Yeah. It's like, oh, she's inside. Like, oh, fuck. Thank God. But it turned out all she did was walk out the front and sit under the street light and was just waiting for us. I was like,
Please
good
come
dog.
home.
But then, yeah, she got older and decided, like, when she would get out, she'd just go to the park. So there's a couple of times. There was one night I was driving home from work. I went through the roundabout near my house, and she saw my car and chased me home.
Oh.
You bitch.
Yeah, well, I was so disappointed in them. I was pretty, because I like to leave the door open and I like them to hover around the front yard. So I'm just like, just get used to this, and we go back inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, life's good here, so you shouldn't leave. And they just totally were just disappointed their dad saying, we're wild animals and we're going to go for a walk.
I reckon the two of them makes a difference too.
Oh, yeah. They would have just fed off
Follow
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Mav would have just followed Claire.
Yeah.
Because if Mav went one direction, Claire wouldn't go that way. Because she doesn't care if he comes or not.
Yeah.
Where the other way, it's like if you're wherever you're going,
Stage
I'm
up.
going. Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah.
Can I come too?
Yeah.
That's exactly the voice that I picture Mav would have as well.
Yeah. So now it's now it's like I'm like, do I need to like deadlock the door all the time? But then like you hear those stories of like, you know, when your house is deadlocked and there's like an emergency or something. Yeah. So I was like, I just have the keys in the door now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always do that at your place. I double lock it. I'm not fucking dealing with that. Like,
yeah, people were just like, "Oh, how do dogs open doors?" I'm like,
actually, I saw it once when I was just in the kitchen. And I looked down the hallway and the door's wide open. Mav's just standing in the garden. I'm like,
they just
what the fuck?
I don't think people understand until you have like large breed dogs that are super intelligent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially that.
Like they're so smart.
Yeah.
Like people don't like they were working together when Mav was a baby. Like Cleo would stand across the door and Mav would stand up on her back and hit the door.
That's
like they were working together. Yeah. And he was, 6 months, 12 months old. So like they're just so smart. People don't realize. So yeah, me thinking, oh yeah, let's get two of them. Like, fuck. I'm gonna write a book. On like my experience owning two large
shepherds.
two
You
German
actually
shepherds.
could as well, and
like,
you've only had Mav for a little bit.
Here's the handbook of the things that you really like and you need to consider before you go and get them.
I need to make sure I talk to you about your dogs often enough because we didn't see enough of each other during lockdown. I was like, let's get a puppy.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, that was a good choice not to do that.
Maybe not.
I think if he was not, if I didn't have him before lockdown and then he spent most of his life, isolated, I think he'd be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, just having the two of them is just, I've made some life choices for certain reasons. And it's like, I want to have the freedom to be able to do what the fuck I want. Yeah. And it's like, those two dogs don't allow me to do that. It's like,
shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I did. But it's all right. It's worth it. They love me.
They do.
Yeah.
As long as Nat stays available.
As long as I still come back.
Yeah, don't you ever be in a situation where you can't look after my dogs. That's it.
The first time, the one and only time.
I'm running out of people to look after them.
Yeah.
It's like now I'm going to have to send them to like a doggy hotel.
Everyone else has like other responsibilities. It's like, no, just come to my house and take care of
I'm at that age now where everyone's got a family and they're like, oh, I don't care about my own dog. I'm like, fuck. You're not going to look after mine then.
Can confirm, we'll always be there.
Sweet.
It's good to have that security, Nat. Thank you.
We'll talk after next weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start paying you more, I think.
Yeah, what's the experience like of the two shepherds versus Indy?
Indy's just easy. Like you don't even realize that she's just so quiet. Like she'll get excited when you go outside or when she's hungry. But other than that, like she'll just fall asleep.
When she wants
whatever
something.
you're doing. Yeah, when she wants something. But other than that, she's just falls asleep. Like she's just easy. Cleo reminds me a little bit of Indy. Like,
I don't think it's about looking after two shepherds. It's just about what's the difference between Mav and other dogs.
Mav's like a horde of toddlers. Like it's literally just like I'm back in childcare. Like that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Whereas Cleo is just
very needy.
That's funny, hey, because you did nannying for a bit, hey. And now we're just like, hey, can you nanny for our dogs?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Mav's just needy. Loves attention.
So, how you guys finding the switch to Mighty Networks? Obviously, to give the ear
nice
people
segue.
and hopefully viewers, because Flash Studio took a lot of effort. You should watch it on YouTube. You should watch it on YouTube, bastards. So yeah, we've started the obviously Coaches Collective on the STCfit learning side, but announced Lifters Circle last night. Which is going to be a combination of education, so the Be Bulletproof, Lean and Strong, and all the future education programs paired with coaching in one location. The software, the hub, the platform is called Mighty Networks, which allows us really to have what was Facebook and Teachable at the time put in one place. What's the experience been for you guys so far?
I think it's like I wish we did it ages ago. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just been so much easier, and most of my clients aren't even on it yet. And it's just, even from a client perspective, like I think having the app and like being able to jump on and like access everything like in real time, because like that's how we live now. It's like I want everything now.
Yeah.
So even like whilst they're training, if they need to look at a training video or anything that we've got on the platform for their education, it's like it's just so easy for them to find answers without having to like go through a bunch of shit or, you know, send a message and wait for an answer. Like, I think it's, I just wish we did it ages ago.
Yeah.
I think it just brings everything that we needed in one space.
Yeah, and I think as well, like something that we spoke about even last year when we put out like the little survey that we did for the clients, like the big thing that stood out was the community thing.
Yeah.
And like obviously we've been trying to do the lift off and the photo shoots, and like how it's been so hard because we haven't been able to do that. Yeah, because of lockdowns. But like obviously having that in an online space and being able to like create that in a very specific place where like you wouldn't go there for anything else. Like I think that just is going to allow us to, you know, create that community and, you know, like-minded people connecting, which is what everyone wants based off their feedback. So
yeah, I think the district itself, so to paint a picture for you guys, you basically have the STCV district, and then inside that lives Coaches Collective and the Lifters Circle. So the district's for everyone. All of everyone who comes to us for coaching mentorship, for education, for coach, like in the gym coaching, whatever it is, they all live in this space. Well, they don't live there, but they attend. But
they do digitally.
Yeah.
They may in the future.
Yeah. So the goal really for us was, like, I look back when we were training, and like no one in the gym was training like us. No one was as focused as us for us as long. And I know, Nat, like we've talked about your story coming through of like training, like your friends maybe train a little bit, but they weren't crazy about it.
Yeah.
And like all my mates were like, they're into sport, and my family's into sport. It's like you going to the gym is something that you do when you can't play sport, or like to make you better at your sport. It's not the sport. So I think having a community of people that are also in that same position, I think is super, super valuable. And like the girls at Rint Be Bulletproof, you could tell that was like the main draw card. It was like all of them felt isolated within their friendship group, pursuing this goal and completing this task. But they got to come to that once a week or whatever and hang out with other people that, there was education there as well, but it was like hanging out with that another group of people sharing the same experience was valuable to them.
Yeah, and even if we think about like even mainly my clients, like I know that a lot of them connect through Instagram and they have conversations in and amongst themselves that other people would like benefit from or want to be a part of. And like even we saw it through lockdown, like Instagram was just like the thing that everyone kind of went to, because it was like I can communicate with people who care about the things that I care about. And like that's the only thing I can really do right now. So even being able to bring that to a space where everyone else can kind of get involved too, like obviously put up threads and everyone contribute, rather than it just being isolated to like you having a conversation with like one other person. Yeah,
I think the key for us will be driving all those questions there. So when you do get a message from a client, it's like, hey, put this in a group, because there's 150 other people in here.
Yeah.
That probably have an answer for you as well. It's not like I'm going to ignore you. And we've seen that work in Facebook groups in the past. It's like we're not ignoring your question, but we're giving everyone else a chance to answer, because they might answer in a language that's more
receptive.
Useful for you, that you can understand it. And it's like, oh fuck, I never thought about that. And like the food one is my favorite example. Because people always ask us like, what should I eat? We're like,
the person
give me a recipe.
Eats for purpose and not for flavor.
Yeah, do not ask any of us for like fancy ass food.
Nah, don't cook shit.
Yeah,
I can cook. It's just I don't want to.
I just choose not to.
Well, when I do, and when I do, it's like not macro friendly.
Yeah,
it's like I'm just cooking this because I want to eat it.
Yeah.
I do that every now and then. It's not.
Yeah, if I'm going to actually cook, it's like I'm going to the market, I'm getting ingredients.
Yeah, and you're not counting it or anything. It's just like I'm just going to live with this.
Yeah.
Where every other time it's chicken, rice, veggies or salad.
Yeah.
Make it work.
Beef, potato, veggies or salad. Bread, tuna, mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Straightforward.
Yeah, so I think stuff like that is really valuable. So yeah, it'll be exciting. I know for us, like being able to create really clear passages of communication, because like I know you guys are kind of the same. Like a lot of my inquiry stage, so people that I've got like in my network that are either thinking about coaching or kind of looking at it and just communicating with me, that's Instagram. And then they sign up and it's like, do we still talk on Instagram? Do we like I've got this
got
Facebook
people that do
group
that
now.
Yeah,
I've got this.
It's like, go to your coaching group.
And people are anti like Facebook, anti social media as well. So
yeah. So
hard
now
to-
it's like, right, everything happens
Yeah.
on my networks.
Yeah, and it's not like we own the network, so it's not like censored for what you want to see. It's like what is in there is in there,
Yeah.
and everybody can see it, communicate.
Yeah, for a
Yeah,
purpose.
so that's the value of it.
Yeah, and we can moderate it too. Like when you said Instagram during lockdown, I literally my spine went. Ooh.
Yeah.
It was just like all of us were just like, get the fuck off this thing. And we saw it even statistically, like the reach and the engagement, all of
by
that
the end
stuff.
of last year.
It was like dead. Everyone was like, get me away from this. Like, remember when we used to call Facebook Whinge Book?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. It was like Instagram kind of just became this negative vortex
Yeah.
you couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess being in our own place, it allows us to keep a certain tone within that
Yeah.
group.
Well, it's just
And-
like the culture that we want to have.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
exciting.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I think that if you wanted to have a one-stop shop for like, you know, just common ground with people with the same interests that you're in, education on the things that you're interested in terms of health and fitness, the ability to communicate with a team of coaches, your own coach, and then like-minded people as your peers. It's like, that's what we've created.
Yeah.
And it's like everything's in-house. You know, events are in-house. Yeah, like learning portals in-house. And it has a smartphone app that actually works.
Oh, that's the best part.
So, and is user-friendly.
Yeah.
And Nat can load content up
Yeah,
without asking
fucking-
us how to do it.
Had to ask one question the whole
Fucking
time.
couldn't believe that, eh? I was
Or
like,
even worse, can I have the code for Teachable?
Oh,
that's not even,
went and bought a new laptop and everything.
let's not even go there. Yeah, it's just so much
PTSD.
easier.
Yeah.
Google started doing it though for like
Yeah,
3
Google's-
weeks. It was
Actually,
gone
YouTube
away.
did it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google when I tried
yeah,
to
so
log
you
on.
got to go to your YouTube to accept that it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a two
Yeah, but it was linked to Ben's email and it was on
two-factor
holidays.
authentication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck this again.
Yeah. But I
thought
think
we were
once
done.
you've logged in once, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
it
go
has
to
been.
it.
Whereas Teachable is like, if someone
Every
else has
single
logged in
fucking
since
time.
you did, you need that code.
You are fucked.
Fuck. So annoying.
Yeah, PTSD. It's not it at all.
No. It's like, can everyone just have the same fucking email on their emails, please? Like, I don't want to have to look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's literally me like hiding behind my laptop.
No, once
Hi.
Michael got it, I was like, yes, now he can do it.
Yeah.
We share the same email.
Yes.
It's definitely an admin responsibility.
Yep.
Like anything else we don't want to do. It's like, I
Handball.
feel like
Yeah,
that's an admin
Every
job.
admin falls under like actual
Dad.
admin, and then everything else that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's like the gym manager.
Yeah. Help.
Sounds like the gym manager's job.
All right, Jace, what was your Instagram question yesterday?
Okay. So let's have a look. Hang on. All right. So you're on a deserted island and you are only allowed 3 items. What do you take and why?
I actually thought about this when I saw it.
This reminded me of the food conversation.
Yeah,
Do you remember when
I'm
we-
pretty set, I reckon, on what I'm going to take.
I would take a large jar of coconut oil.
How large?
As long as I could carry.
Fair enough. So that's probably, I don't know.
A couple kilos,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, well,
Kilo?
it'd be more access to like the largest jar of coconut oil. Like I feel like that'd be limited to a certain size.
You
Yeah.
would just have to
Like-
create one.
Yeah, like we only sell 2 liters. You know what I mean? So then, for the rest of your life, you have 2 liters of coconut oil
Yeah.
to live on.
Well, so my next tool, I was weighing this up whether I'd want like, because it's an island, which means there's water.
Yep.
Water's seemingly unlimited. It depends how big the island is. If the
Let's say
fauna
it's,
is unlimited, like can I
Let-
catch a bazillion rabbits?
well, let's say that it's large enough for it to be
Self-sustaining.
self-sustaining, and it's got some fresh running water. It has some form of like wildlife there,
Yeah.
and then it has
So
access to the
yeah,
beach.
I still think I would go. Oh fuck. Yeah, see, I'm torn between a trap, like a rabbit trap, or a spear.
You're torn between a spear or a trap. Okay, that's interesting.
Interesting means Jason doesn't agree.
No, it's just you're playing chess, I'm playing checkers. No, I'm playing chess, you're playing checkers. I'm thinking, I'm zooming right out.
And then the last one would be like a Zippo lighter.
Yeah, that's not a bad one, actually. I didn't think about that.
So I can...
Really working within your capabilities right now. Like, he can't make fire, so he's just bringing fire with him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got... So the idea behind the jar of coconut oil is I can live off maybe 2 tablespoons of that a day.
Yeah.
And survive until I learn to hunt.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I can't hunt yet.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna be a real hungry boy if I'm just walking around with a spear trying to catch rabbits and fish. It's gonna take me a little while to learn how to do that.
Start tasting all of the leaves.
Yeah,
like, this one could kill me.
Will this one kill me?
Which one is poisonous? How much longer do I have left here?
What about you?
Am I allowed to ask you to go first, or
yeah, I can go first. All right, so I'm gonna take either a large knife. Like a Rambo knife or like a Swiss Army knife. But I feel like a Swiss Army knife, like you wouldn't be able to defend yourself with it. So I'm going to go with the Rambo knife because then the Rambo knife, I can make a spear.
Yeah.
And I can also cut branches with this big Rambo knife and I can make myself shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I can also kill other things that come within striking distance. Mm-hmm. And I could also attach the Rambo knife to the spear. As a bayonet. So I've got a lot of weapons accessible to me. And then I was thinking about this. This is the next bit. I was like, I think I might get a pot because I could boil the seawater, make sure I don't die. Like,
you said there was fresh water?
Well, I could even boil the water to make sure it's not, poisoned. Yeah. And I could maybe find stuff that I could boil in there.
Make a broth.
I'll have to learn how to light a fire because I don't have fire, so I have to teach myself. So I'm really throwing myself in the deep end, And then I thought about it. See, this is the bit where it's like it's not one thing. So I don't know about the pot because I think I might get some fishing line and a hook because then I could fish as well. But I'm like, maybe or a rope.
Your life sounds way fucking easier than mine.
Yeah.
You're taking a knife to make the spear. That's good.
Yeah,
and
shelter
build other shit.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to take a rope because then I can tie shit together to make joins in my house. But it's got to be fucking massive rope though, because then I can cut the rope to the length that I want with my Rambo knife.
Yeah. Could you make rope with reeds and shit though?
Yeah. I don't want to do that. What if the reeds aren't good reeds? What if they're slimy ones and they're soft?
Agreed.
What if it's not dry? What if it's a really wet island?
Yeah, you've done better than me. You still put more thought into that than I have. Good job.
The problem that I have is
You can come live with me. I'm going to be on the other side of the island this is my spot. Undercover.
And see this fucking machete?
Yeah, I'm just going to be sitting under my shade, with my Rambo knife right next to me, just
look at this idiot out in the water throwing a spear.
Looting with his rabbit trap and there's no rabbits on the island.
What are you trying to get? Yeah, I don't know. The problem I have is this idea of hunting. I just can't picture me.
If you're hungry enough, I reckon
hunting.
you'll learn.
I'm can I just get a shotgun or something?
So then the thing with that is you have to bring ammunition.
I was going down the road of that was I don't want to kill animals thing, but it's and then you kind of
have to. You don't really have a choice.
You've gone with the. But I'll bring a shotgun. It's okay, so it's not about the saving the animals.
I don't want to stab it.
You don't know when your next meal is going to be. You know what I mean? You don't know when you're going to get picked up. So you got to make this last. This is, we don't know when someone's coming to save us.
Yeah, I would probably bring a tent.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not.
That's one big thing. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We are glamping.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring a caravan.
Bring a caravan, a jet ski.
I'm just bringing caravan, generator, and 400,000 litres of fuel.
Yeah.
It'd be a good week. The generator runs out of fuel. It was fun while it lasted. I really thought that boat would be here sooner.
Yeah. I don't really know what my third one would be. So I've got something to kill the animals. I need something to cook them on.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to make a fire.
Really? I feel like you're not going to last very long.
I'm not going to last very long.
So we're all on the same island. We would split it
I
up
would
into
die
thirds.
first.
We'd split up into thirds. I'm going to take her caravan with my big machete. You're not going to stop me.
No.
You can't
That
leave
knife
my
is going to
caravan.
be the prized possession
Yeah.
of the island.
Yeah. It's like Lord of the Flies when they have like the big fucking...
I just wouldn't last
shelf.
very long.
It doesn't sound like it, Nat.
Nah, well, that's not news to anyone, is it? Not a shock to me. Let's just hope I never find myself there.
Jason and I used to have this theory that like there's a really big age, not an age gap, but like a societal gap between people that had Facebook in high school versus people who
That didn't.
I feel
Are we
like
seeing
we're
that now?
experiencing that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've never been camping.
What?
Yeah, never.
Wow.
Yeah. How
Interesting.
sheltered.
I don't like camping.
It's overrated, but
I would like to go, like to experience it.
I'd like to just do the camping and then sleep in the house.
In a night, yeah.
I'd like to go to the camping during the day and sleep at the house at night
Yeah.
and then go back to the camping.
yeah,
Yeah.
cabin stuff is like it's legit.
Yeah. That'd be different.
Packing up the camping is not good.
No,
Sleeping on the floor is not good.
not showering for 5 days is not good.
And it
Oh,
depends on
yeah,
the weather
yeah.
as well. Like we walked past this huge campsite when we were in North Queensland, and it was already so hot, and I was like, "Fuck that!"
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
you would die.
I've got
Yeah.
PTSD. We used to be part of this full driving club. My dad was. And we used to go on these trips. And I remember one time we're in the fucking middle of nowhere and it was like 40 degrees and like you had to like zip like your tent up because if you didn't, all the flies would go in there. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about like a couple of flies.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
talking
yeah.
like fucking hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, I'm never doing this ever again.
Yeah.
Even at 12 years old, I was like, I'm never doing this ever again.
Now,
Yeah, I can remember like one family holiday that wasn't in a tent.
Ew.
really?
Yeah, it was all we did.
Oh.
Yeah, I would like to go, but like probably once.
Overnight.
Yeah, and like that's
Yeah,
it.
me and my brother did that, and then we drove into the local town to go to the toilet, have a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, here's the seat. You know, they take the
Yeah.
shovel and the seat.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Hey, at least you have a seat.
It's-
That's upper class.
yeah, so it's like, you know, those seats that you used to have in primary school?
Yeah.
Those plastic ones?
Yeah.
Just cut
And
it
someone's
out.
just cut the
That's
middle
awesome.
out. Yeah. It's well thought out,
Yeah.
I must admit. So yeah, and then I just like got on the phone and I was like, it's a 15-minute drive to Macca's. And there's a public shower like over here. My brother's like, let's go.
Eject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are out.
Had a shower even though I was going home that day.
Yeah.
later in
you
the
would
day.
need one after that.
Yeah,
though.
I was
It's
just
like,
so I'm
yuck.
just not. It's not for me. It's
Yeah.
not for me.
I think the other thing too is like with camping, the way I experience camping, there's a lot of alcohol involved too. So you're consistently hungover
Yeah, so it just makes it.
and
better.
it's fucking hot. And it's
Yeah.
like, this is not fun.
Yeah, you just feel like shit.
Maybe that's why you drink so much alcohol, though.
Because it's not fun otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
There's probably people out there just like hate me right now because they love camping. but-
Same, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just
Kill
can't.
me.
I like there was one time I was sleeping in my swag, you know, and I unzipped the top of it, so there was like just the net, and there was like a clear night, and you know I felt really relaxed, and I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning because that's when the sun came up, and I felt really refreshed for the week.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that had anything to do with like
I think
the camping. But
I think once you've experienced something like where you guys stayed recently, it was fucking mad.
Yeah,
The
it was
views
really
and stuff.
nice.
Like
yeah.
we used to stay at the place in Macedon. It was like you get that. It's like,
Yeah.
I can go outside and lay on the grass and stare at the
Yeah.
sky and then go inside and turn the heater on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we went for like a huge. We went to the mountain and then we ended up on this hike by accident that went for way too fucking long. I was dying. So on the way there, like we didn't know where it finished.
Yeah.
So like it's so funny because mentally not knowing where it finished, like I was
Goes
checked out. Like
forever.
I'm done. By the end of it, I was literally running. Alex is like, slow down. I'm like, where's the fucking end of this thing? Like I'm done. So we get to the end. There's nothing there. And then we get to obviously like walk back.
Fuck.
And I'm like, you realize we have to do the same thing. But we did it in like 3/4 of the time because we knew where we were going.
Yeah.
Like just
picked the
mentally
pace
not.
up a
Yeah.
little bit.
Like
Yeah.
we just legged it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the end, like we got in the car and went back to the house and I was like, aircon, like just like water,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just clean, no fucking snakes. Like we saw a snake, I shit myself. We're walking and I just froze and then I just ran. I'm like, there's a snake. So yeah, I was like just glad to be
snakes are
back in the
fucked.
house.
You
Yeah.
didn't have your shotgun, obviously.
No shotgun, nothing. They're like, stay still. I'm like, see ya.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. It was not
Love
good.
that. Stay still with this like really terrifying thing
Yeah.
right next to me. Don't move.
I
Like,
froze for a
fuck
second
that.
and then I just like ran, and then on the way back I just heard a rustle in the like bush, and I just started like I pushed Alex. I'm like, go, and he's like, what? I'm like, oh, is that something? I don't know. Like, just get me out of
something's
here.
moving.
Yeah. But you don't know if it's like
Shit.
a echidna or a snake. Like, who knows?
I think there's
Listen.
something that like reminds you of your mortality on a walk like that too.
Yeah, I'm like, my life is
If
very
you get lost,
valuable.
you're like, fuck, this could not go well for me.
Just look around,
I
there's
do not
nothing.
have those 3 supplies for that
Yeah,
island.
that's even worse.
And this could go bad for me. Now,
Yeah.
my second date with Amy, we went to Mount Macedon, and I was like, I'll take you to this really nice spot. It's really, really nice. We fucking got lost.
Oh my.
So what was supposed to be a 3.5K round trip turned into 8. And yeah, we just like didn't know where we were. And it was one of those like, particularly up there, mornings are real cold.
Yeah.
Then during the days, sun comes out, it's hot. So we had like all these layers on, and we did this 8K walk in the sun. And it was just like, we didn't speak all the way back.
Yeah.
So Amy stopped a couple of times. I'm like, I have to keep going because if I stop, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, can I call an Uber? Can I call a taxi? Like, how the fuck? Because we found the road eventually.
Yeah.
The solution was, I don't know where I am. The road's over there. Let's just go that
Keep
way.
going. Yeah. I kept going, I hear cars.
Yeah.
We've got to be close
At
somewhere.
the end of it, we're just like, well, I guess if we survive that, it's looking promising.
Pretty good.
It's like we didn't stab each other because we were so irritable. It was
Yeah.
like, this is fucked. This is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, we got to like this point and it's like you can go this way and this is the 20-minute one and this is like the hour one. And I so wanted to do the 20-minute one, but I also knew that Alex didn't want to do the 20-minute one. And I'm like, all right, let's do the hour.
Sacrifice.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm like,
That's what
we'll do the
relationships are
hour.
about.
I'm like, we'll be fine. Like, how bad could it possibly be? That hour felt like 3.
So it's all his fault.
Well, we'll take it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just blame him.
All right. Next, I just Googled random fire starter conversation topics.
This is
What
good.
body part would you sacrifice if you had to choose one?
So when you say body part, you're talking like a limb?
Yeah, so I feel like it's an entire limb.
An entire limb.
Or like something else of importance, like an ear, a nose, eyes, tongue.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just one.
Mm.
Like, so fingers don't count? Like one finger?
No, I don't
It's not,
think so.
it's not substantial.
All of your fingers.
It's not substantial. Nah, no way.
I think it has to
No
be your
way.
whole hand.
Yeah.
Ew. I'm gonna go an ear. I feel like that's the most expendable.
As long as you have one.
Yeah, but like you can still hear
Yeah.
if someone cut your ears, it's just an aesthetic thing. You still have the same personality,
True.
you still have the same function.
True.
It's just you look like you have one ear, so you look different.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it would impede
Just have to move somewhere cold and wear a beanie all the time.
Yeah, I reckon I could just rock it. Like,
Just one ear.
yeah, just have, like what happened to your ear?
I don't know.
Just to make up a cool new story every time.
I like had a fight with a bear and it ripped
Stuck
my
on
ear
an
off. Or
island.
something. Yeah, someone ate my Ben ate my ear because his rabbit trap didn't
Nat
work.
stole my machete and cut it off.
On that island.
Yeah, the ear's the most expendable if that's considered a body part.
All right.
I feel like this might be a bit stupid, but I feel like I would probably go with my left arm.
Your left arm,
Yeah, I don't really use it for anything.
you go to the gym.
Oh well, there's
Type.
single-limbed people that out there training.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
You just have a choice. Fair enough.
Yeah, so my original thought was a limb, and I was like, same.
Left
I'm
arm.
definitely going with an arm. Because fuck losing a leg.
Yeah. Like I feel like
Yeah.
one
what do
arm,
all right, so
dominant hand.
legs or arms? Like, what would you prefer to lose?
Yeah, definitely left
Arm.
arm. Left arm would be the limb of choice.
Yeah.
See, I reckon I'd rather lose a leg.
Really?
Yeah, because like I'd rather train up a body than a lower body, and then like I'd rather be able to like hold somebody, like
Yeah.
and touch them, and I feel
Still
like
got
Yeah, but
one.
you still can with one arm.
yeah, but like you can't give someone like if you had a choice, you'd be able to hug them with two hands.
Mm.
Like you don't hug someone with your
Mm.
legs.
Yeah.
Think about moving forward.
I just
these
think that-
But are you
advancements-
bound in a wheelchair
Yeah,
or
No,
what?
I
That's
have
it.
one leg, so I
So
could
you
put
put-
a thing on it. Like
Oh,
I
I
could
just
have a
have
faceless.
prosthetic.
Yeah, so think about
okay.
if you start moving, move your hand
Interesting.
and move your foot. Like you don't have it
Yeah.
anywhere near the control of your
Yeah.
foot than you do.
So
with
the
your
prosthetic changes the game because
Yeah, well, we're allowed to have a fake leg, right?
nah, it's just gone.
I'm still going with it.
You just lose one.
Yeah, because then I just go in a wheelchair. I'm cool. Like I just zip around the wheelchair.
Nah, I
And
couldn't
as
do
technology comes around, but I could get up and hop around.
that. Yeah.
And I could have
Nah, still
crutches,
couldn't.
and I can touch things.
I think mentally that I would struggle more with losing a leg than an arm, because I feel like you lose your mobility more with you're less
Yeah, I
mobile.
think that independence
Yeah.
element.
Like you have to rely on
Yeah.
other
I
people,
reckon
and
there's
like
less
even going up
things-
the stairs or like things that you didn't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about.
I agree. There's pros and cons. I reckon you lose. You can't do as many things with one arm as you can with one leg.
Yeah, I agree, but the impact
Yeah,
of the leg would be greater.
I value my leg more than I value my arm.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why we ask these questions.
The hard
There you
hitting
go.
Have
question.
different ideas.
yeah.
If you have to live in another decade anytime ever, what would it be?
Oh. Are we just talking like decade at a time
Yeah, just got to select a decade.
that we haven't lived in already?
It doesn't matter.
Ooh. We haven't finished this decade, so we can't.
Can't
Put
say this one.
2020 to 2030, right?
No, you're going to live that anyway. If you have to choose another one to live in.
Yeah, but that's what
But you've lived in ones previous.
But
to that.
I can't live in
In the
so
future.
I've lived in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010. So I can't pick them.
No, you can. You can.
Right. Far out.
Yeah, but we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
go-
with past first, and then we'll do future.
Oh,
Oh.
Let's do that. It'll
Look,
be fun.
I don't think I could live any later than 2010 because the internet, online gaming, mobile phones, it's like the advancements in
So
technology.
you're going back to the tens again.
Yeah, only because I can't pick now. Because like I like how we live now.
Mm.
Like I don't know if I could live in, a time when like you had to like stick the cord into the internet and like you couldn't use the home phone and the internet. It took like 4 hours to download like one song and shit. Like I don't know if I
Yeah.
could. And then it's like I don't know what life was like before. In the 80s and the 70s.
Yeah,
I think I would say the 90s just because.
Just think of the music. Oh,
that's
makes me cringe.
the best era for grunge ever.
Oh, okay. Just music overall. I'm just like, ooh.
No. As soon as you
all,
said that,
all the gangster rap in that though.
Yeah, well, outside. Yeah, but that's one genre. I was just looking at it as a
Yeah.
whole. Like,
Yeah, I think mainstream music of the 90s sucked.
and even
Mm.
But
fashion,
subcultures were
parachute
mad.
pants, like it's not a thing.
yeah, but we were watching Friends and like all the fashion has come back.
Parachute pants.
All of it,
Everything.
Well,
everything.
Yeah, well, I guess that's cyclical. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we're bored and we haven't done this for like a decade,
So let's bring it back.
2
Yeah.
2 decades.
Well, it's
Yeah.
been long enough that your parents didn't wear it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, they did when they were.
Or you never saw your parents wear it.
Yeah. Nah,
It's like our kids won't want to wear flat peak hats and basketball jerseys
but they might come back.
because we did it. But their kids would be like, yeah,
No,
it's-
there's so many
Nah,
things
it'd
that my
be like-
mum wore, and she's like, "I wish I
Yeah.
kept all of that because literally my whole wardrobe has come back."
Yeah, but did you see it? Like when you were 15?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so you mean
'Cause
whilst I saw her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she means like when she was my age.
because like what my parents wore at that age is now like that's bogan for me.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now that's back.
Yeah.
Like boyfriend jeans and a flanny.
Yeah.
It's back
yeah.
because the people that are 10 years younger than me, they didn't see their parents wearing it when
No,
they were
90s
15.
is just like oversized t-shirts and jumpers.
90s
That's all I fucking wear
Yeah,
anyway.
I'd strongly disagree with the knock on the 90s fashion. I think it was great.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah.
It's because I'm a metalhead
Yeah.
and it was like the
Yeah.
fucking prime
Take
time.
yourself out of your 90s bubble, mate. Zoom out a bit more. Look at it.
Yeah, so my first thought was the 90s. I don't know, just like the rest of the time kind of seemed pretty shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like it's hard because like if I look at history, it's like bad shit that happens. Like, well, I don't want to live like when
Yeah, no.
World
Yeah,
War One was
yeah.
on. I don't want to live when World War Two was on. And then it's like, okay, so before that, we didn't have access to like running water. The world wasn't a very nice place.
If you get sick, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
all
they didn't
of
actually
that.
know what was wrong with you. They just guessed.
Yeah, so then it's like, well, I've got to go like, I don't know, maybe the 70s.
Could you be a certain person in a certain time though, or does it have to be me? Right
I
now?
think you have the same
Like someone
personality
who's
traits.
privileged.
Oh, because I'd like if I was to pick another time, I'd just be like a fucking badass Viking.
True.
Yeah, like I would be a Viking, but I'll have to be a badass one.
Yeah.
They'll last till they're like 26, just enough to like be able to do
Peak.
a couple of whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Tours,
Raids.
the raids.
Yeah.
A couple of raids. See some shit.
Yeah, see, I reckon you've got to just like accept brutality and go back a long way. I think that intermediate zone's
Because
kinda
you
like,
you expect it not to live long, where like
yeah.
and
Felt
you don't
the
have fear of it.
I feel like the 1800s just sucked.
I feel like anything before.
What?
Maybe the
It's all
90s was
shit.
pretty was a bit of a slog, you know what I mean? Like,
We got a pretty good.
I feel like we turned the corner in the 60s. Like technology and stuff started to
yeah,
had TV, microwave,
yeah.
all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
More like
Aircon-
livable.
aircon.
yeah.
It's still hard though.
Oh yeah, compared to now.
Yeah.
It's funny when you ask this question and you just like, fuck, we got a pretty good A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever sit there now and say to someone like, later on, like, even 20, 30 years time, be like, well, man, back in our days,
Yeah, we had it so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
it's really tough. It's like,
Yeah, like your
Like you have to
grandparents.
like trek over
Yeah,
like
really
hundreds of kilometers.
grandparents that used to walk 5 days
Migrated.
to school in the snow and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh mate, we just had phones.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a
We
phone
didn't-
when I was 12.
We didn't have chips in the back of our head. We had to type. Like, fuck off.
My laptop
Yeah.
didn't load Teachable, so I had to buy a new one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
they
hard.
definitely don't have that.
Yeah. I feel like the capitalist expansion of the 70s. So that would be interesting to be a part of as a business person.
Yeah.
That interests me.
Mm. Yeah, you would take
Okay.
that angle.
Jordan.
Yeah.
So are you picking the 70s?
Yeah, there's so many.
That's so
I
funny.
love how we're like,
I was
no,
literally
fuck
just
no,
like,
like
as
we're gonna be here.
fucking- as early,
You
like,
just want to be everywhere.
as close to now as
Yeah.
possible. That's what I think.
Yeah. I'd like to be 20 in the 90s, not 10.
Oh yeah,
Because that would have been mad. Like, to be able to
100%.
go,
Yeah.
like, see Nirvana, go to big metal concerts and all that kind of shit would
Yeah.
be sick. And actually, do things beyond.
Yeah, I'd like to be not 4.
Yeah, other than just watch Rage.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
it's cool, man.
But yeah, I think,
Love that shit.
Number one every morning, every week. Who's gonna be number one?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you can't watch it, you record that shit.
Yeah.
VHS laugh. Yeah, or I would go very far back.
Yeah, I'm going with the Viking. I've decided.
I'm going with the 90s.
Cool.
Sweet. I feel like that's a exposure to
So you're going with the
But
Where
decade
I
you were born.
was born in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just stay there.
and be older.
But be older.
yeah,
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
your
okay.
age now. Then
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. I'll enjoy my Vikingness.
I'm not opposed to it at all.
I am.
You're opposed to being a Viking? Is that what you're saying?
I
So
am.
the-
Yeah,
so the-
personally.
yeah.
Oh well, yeah, it probably
So
wasn't a good age if you weren't a Viking.
See, I'm probably leaning towards like 60s and on because previous to that, I probably wouldn't have been very successful.
Yeah.
Like in the Viking era, not much use for
Mm.
much.
I'm the average. We're the average height of a Viking. Did you know that?
Yeah, but
Really?
People think like they were these like huge.
if they were back
Yeah.
then though,
Yeah, but we're the average height,
comparatively,
Oh,
yeah.
and I have a beard.
But if I was,
Fit in.
if
So,
I was,
I reckon I'd fit in quite well. With the-
comparative
looks
to
of
other men of now, like if with my baseline genetics is 5'8" and 60 kilos, I'm not doing much on the battlefield. I don't think.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, it
means
feels-
I'm not a very useful part of that society. I'd have to be like in politics or something.
Yeah, you'd be the one trying to stop the chaos, and then I'd be out on the front line creating it.
yeah.
Yeah, or maybe I'm coordinating it.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of, well, look, Let's be
Wasn't
honest.
if you were coordinating battle back then though, like you were
the fucking
you
man.
were the greatest warrior of them
Yeah,
all.
that's what I was like. I don't think that's really. You'd just be like a Snivler advisor.
Like I just think of like Maximus in Gladiator, like he was a fucking weapon.
Yeah, it's
and
just
he was like the general.
I'm gonna be Ragnar's friend and advise him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the one telling. You're an advisor.
Like the
I
brains.
can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I can
just
see
like
that.
you should tell them to do this.
Yeah.
It's like pulling the strings.
Watch that guy.
Behind
He's
the
gonna do
scenes.
this.
Yeah, so it's like Ben thinks he's running like the whole place. Like he thinks he's the king of Norway.
No. So Ragnar thinks he's running it.
Yeah, that's it. So Ben will sit there and be like, "Oh, old Ragnar over here," and he's like, and he tells his mistress like, "I'm the king."
Yeah. this fucking meathead out there slaughtering people and shit.
Why can I actually see this? Like, I can actually picture this.
Literally playing chess while everyone else playing chess with this guy over here.
If you could pick any professional sport to make your vocation, what would it be? I can answer this in 10, like, split second.
Say it, answer.
Formula 1 driver.
Formula
Oh,
1,
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty good.
100%.
Yep.
Money, these days, is not that risky. And, like, you get to drive
The lifestyle.
fastest car in the world.
The lifestyles too.
Travel the world.
The
Yeah.
lifestyles awesome.
And it's like you've got, 15 years max that you're, like, on the road. And
Yeah.
then you just set.
Yeah.
That's it, you're done.
Yeah. I think I would probably choose a tennis player.
How did I know you were going to say that?
I don't know.
I fucking swear to God, I was like, she's going to pick tennis. I have no idea why. I just knew
Because
you
I
were gonna
feel
pick
like as a female, like,
You'd be a
Yep.
female.
that has a
Formula
high
one.
profile.
yeah, it's like one
Yeah,
of
I know what
the
you mean.
sports that like you get taken more seriously.
Yeah, and you can actually make a
it-
living
yeah,
from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, well,
And
Yeah,
like,
even pay at the Aussie Open this
yeah,
year,
yeah. So yeah, I'd probably
really?
choose
Yeah.
that.
wow, that's a huge step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sponsorship money is still obviously like
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Novak will get, well, not that he's here, but he'll get
Oh,
more than.
don't mention that. Especially in this room. You can see the tears oozing out of Nat.
The male will probably make more in like net
The male
sponsorship.
finalists, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think the actual pay from the event is equal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
And then you just retire and that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
I'm going with golf.
Yeah, so that was I thought about that. But
Golf is like not a hard sport
Mm.
physically. I'm talking on the body. It's a
Yeah.
fucking very hard sport.
yeah.
You can play from when you're like 18
Forever.
up till like in your 50s if you feel like it.
Yeah.
And then you travel the world.
Yeah.
You make a ridiculous amount of money even if you're not that great. You just need to make like the second day of the tour and you make like $100,000 a day. And there's rounds every week for like 20 weeks or whatever it is. So at a bare minimum, if you were like an average golfer, you'd make like $2.5-3 million a year. And if you're a great golfer, you would make like 10 million a tournament.
Mm.
Interesting.
And
So you could still, I guess you could still check out at that like 10-year mark that a Formula 1 driver would.
yeah, you could, 100%. Or you could just play.
But you would have to be better than average to make the same money as an average Formula 1 driver. It's a trade-off.
I think if you were like,
Because most of them are on
who's
like
an
a minimum
average Formula 1 driver? Like, give me an example.
race.
Ooh, it's gonna
Right now,
hurt some
say
feelings.
like-
It's going to hurt some feelings. Yeah. Esteban Ocon, right?
Yeah,
So he's
I would put him below average, but yes.
yeah. Oh, let's just say
Yeah,
he
yeah.
he
Yeah,
won
he's
a
the
he won a
benchmark.
race
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
You know, he's up and coming, whatever.
Yeah.
So that person in golf, let's say that they had one tour win last year, and every now and then they like get into the top 10,
Yeah.
and they don't.
Yeah.
Like that person would make at least $5 million a year
Yeah, okay.
at bare minimum.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to like put their life on the line. You know, like golfers get injured, but the rate of injury I assume would be really low compared to like
It's been very few golfers die.
yeah. And if they did
fatal accident.
they
Formula
did,
One
it's, probably,
drivers.
it's probably lifestyle dependent. Like, you know, they just fucking lived
Drank
up
too
like
much.
fuck,
Yeah.
just drinking like drinking and smoking cigars in
Yeah.
their mansion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
too much. So
Yeah.
and I just look at like John Daly. He's like, what, like in his 60s or something? He's like overweight. He has cancer, and he's still
Yeah.
a fucking weapon. And he's
Yeah.
so good at golf. And
Yeah.
he's just sitting there like just like puffing on his cigar before he like tees off. It's just like you can play till
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
forever
want to.
because
Yeah.
Formula 1 cars you don't design them for people as they get older. They're made for when you have your reaction time is perfect.
Yeah.
Where
there's-
golf has equipment that changes as you get older to make you have that distance and stuff, so you could still play for a very long time.
Yeah, you can't be at the top level, but you can still race.
Yep.
If you chose to. Yeah. But most of them don't.
Yeah.
Usually do like 5 years and like Le Mans and shit like that, and then they're like, I'm out.
Yep. So I'm picking. I'm going to golf. I think.
Yeah.
I think I've talked myself into
I feel like that's a given.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just how you knew I would say.
I was going to say
golf.
soccer player, but
Actually,
I thought
true.
one of you
that
would say
crossed my
soccer.
mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah. Well,
soccer player.
it's
for
very
a
lucrative.
woman,
Very
like-
lucrative now. Very lucrative, especially with the women's Premier League and
Yeah.
over in England and stuff. Like,
Yeah, when I was little, I was like, I'm gonna be a tennis player. Like that is just what I wanted to do. Like I just play tennis all the fucking time.
We should do an STCfit tennis day.
what did you want to be when you were little?
Race car driver.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
be a
didn't
tennis
know
player.
Until I realized I was poor, and then I just wanted to be a race engineer.
Yes.
It's like, I don't have $1 million to sit in that seat.
It's definitely a sport of the rich and the famous.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it's like the only. You guys are gonna laugh, but it's like the only sport that like anyone from my like culture was successful in.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm gonna do that. Like
100%.
that's
I
the
understand that.
only sporting role model that I have, and I liked sport, so like that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my only counter to the tennis
Mm.
would be the training.
Yeah, but like, I feel like I like that.
Yeah.
Like I did like that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like after school, like I would be like, Dad, can we go play tennis?
Yeah.
He'd be like, fuck again. Like that's
Yeah.
how I wanted to live. So I feel like that's not a negative to me.
I watched a really cool documentary last night on Stan called The Pursuit of Greatness.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
It's Jerry Rice, Pele, Jordan's featured but not interviewed, and who else is in it? Serena Williams was in it.
Mm.
A couple others. And it's just like establishing how they became so good. Oh, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
the main one in it. And it's just like Gretzky was just like came home from school and was like, his mates were like, hey, you want to go to the movies? He's like, no.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go do drills in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Rice didn't play, and they were talking about like doing multiple shit and not being structured and stuff when you're young. Jerry Rice didn't play football for the first time until he was in first year of college.
Really?
So
He's like arguably the best wide receiver of all time. And was shit at the combine. Crazy.
Some people just made for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just built for it.
Yeah, it's a really good documentary though. You should watch it.
Yeah.
What was it on?
I've got on
Stan.
mine.
Yeah. It's quite good.
Add it to the list.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just tennis, like, even just the games too. Like, I guess,
It's hard on the body.
yeah, Formula One,
Yeah.
like,
Ankles, knees.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you still have
Longevity.
hot races and stuff in Formula One, like when they go to the Middle East and stuff. But, like, I'm thinking a tournament that's on right now. What do they play? Like 5 games?
For a female 3.
No, like, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong term, matches. How many matches do they play in a tournament?
They go for 2 weeks. Depends how far you get.
So, yeah, but like,
Yeah,
how,
I
so
think
how
it's
many
5.
rounds
I think it's
would
5.
there be to
5.
win? 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Yeah,
You
so
play-
I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
second,
like-
fourth. No. More than that. Semis, quarterfinal. 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even
every
in the
second
women's,
day.
it's like max 3 sets.
Yeah.
Like, that's still 27, which is potentially at 3 hours a match. That's a lot in a weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I guess
In
they're
a
less,
fortnight.
they're less frequent
In fortnight.
in a fortnight. Yeah.
Fortnight. Every second day.
Yeah.
That's heaps.
And then
Yeah.
how many Grand Slams?
And they're playing like 35
how many
degree.
tournaments would they play?
There's
4.
Well, there's
4
4
big
majors,
ones.
and then they got the tour. No,
They
Yeah.
would play one in between.
It's like
right?
golf. They play weekly
Yeah.
tournaments if you want, and
Yeah.
you play the Grand Slams.
So the guns would play what, like once a month? Tournaments once a month?
Tournament.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you're good, you'd only play the big 4
Yeah, okay.
because
Yeah.
you
They
don't
don't
need
play
to
the warm-up ones?
Oh, you'd probably
Oh,
play
I
a
think they
few.
play, like-
You play a few warm up ones, but your majors would be that'd be like the Olympias of
Yeah.
like you'd only do them. You know,
Yeah,
if it was
yeah.
comparative to bodybuilding.
Yeah.
It's like they don't need to do the other ones.
Yeah, Phil's not going to the Arnold.
Nah,
Yeah.
and he's not going to the New York Pro either. Like
Yeah.
he's just turning up for the Olympia.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I just think physically it would be a lot more.
Yeah,
training.
ankles,
I
knees.
would.
Also,
yeah.
like, I thought, like, maybe because I'm old now, and I'm getting married in
Fucking hell, he's
fucking
old.
5 weeks. Just like post, like, how long can you do that for?
Yeah, but that's the idea. Like, do it for a little bit.
Mm.
Like, you don't have to.
There for a short time and a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to.
Sweet. Oh, this is a good one to wrap it up. Favorite thing about the fitness industry? We actually talk something about fitness.
Yeah, I know. At the end.
Since we all have STCfit branding on and it's a fitness podcast.
Drop it in there.
Am I going first? Everyone keeps looking at
Whoever wants to speak first.
Favorite thing. Favorite thing. This is a hard question.
It is a hard question.
I'll start and say I don't know if community is the right word.
Yeah.
The people.
Said the same.
Everything that I like about
'Cause I
fitness is selfish.
I actually don't like the community as a whole all the time, but I like lots of individuals, so I'll say the people.
Your people.
The people that are involved.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Not even just my people, like other people that I aspire to and look up to, and even people that I don't necessarily, I just keep an eye on, that I respect. I like them as people.
Yeah. So, are you saying that that's your people? Like,
Yeah.
are you saying
I
like
think
the people? Because like you just said that there's people.
You just mean
that,
like a portion of the fitness industry who aren't dickheads.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to get
Yeah,
at.
so
It's like,
I think the fitness industry attracts a couple of different types of people. One is obviously like that narcissist kind of vibe, which a lot of people think of. But there's also the people that are pursuing personal development, and fitness as an aspect of that, business as an aspect of that, coaching others and passing those lessons on as an aspect of that. And I think there's a shitload.
really stealing. What I was
Yeah.
gonna
So the
say
people
there.
you work with, they want to do better and be better and level up. That's why they hired a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Other coaches want to be better, help more people do better. So they're the people I want to spend my time with.
Yep.
So like now, the thought of going to a job where other people don't like their job, like makes me feel sick. It's like, fuck that. I could not do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
No
understand
way.
that at all. Like how you turn up every day and do something that you hate.
Or even if I liked it and the people around me didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Or
being
like
around
just-
people
yeah.
like
Ugh.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vampires.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I like the culture and the vibes that like positive fitness environments can give. You know, it's like, you know, that like, you know, wag me culture. Like, you know, I like that. You know, it's kind of similar. It's like everyone's striving to be better. Everyone kind of on this, you know, journey of self-improvement, you know, discomfort, fear of failure, like doing things that they haven't done before, overcoming all of those things and achieving something that's, you know, something that maybe they just never dreamed that they could do. Like, I like that part of it. It's like overcoming all of that stuff and, you know, like the people you meet along the way. So yeah, that's probably, the rest of the stuff's just selfish. Like I'm a nerd. I like the human body. I like to nerd out on performance. I like to see what the body can do. And it's like fitness it just falls under that. So I'm like, I'm here. Because
I
of
like
that.
the broadness of it too. Because there's like, I'm that kind of person as well. I like figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much shit that you, as a coach, you have to figure out. It's like, it starts there. It's like, how do I train someone?
Yeah.
But then how do I talk to them? And then how do I influence them? And then how do I market? And then how do I run a business? There's so much. How do I build a website?
Yeah. I think, mine's similar to that, where it's like there's always something new to learn.
Yeah.
Like, or there's always an avenue where you can improve. Like, there's never like a dead end where you're just like, okay, like that's it. I know everything. Like, I'm done now. Like, whether that be in business or like whatever you're working towards personally, it's like there's always something else you can do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, even coaching people.
Yeah.
Like, I've recently plugged back into like listening to fitness podcasts and stuff. It's just like gets so much.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
I like where the fitness industry is at now. So I can actually comfortably say I work in fitness and not feel like I just have like a side gig.
Yeah.
When I
it's
first started.
respected,
Yeah, it's like it's an established industry now that people actually recognize as like you can have a career in fitness. Like
yeah. People still think that I like work at F45, but
yeah, but that's like I've taken
My
that as a
parents have no
challenge to
idea what I do.
articulate that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I've taken that as a challenge that I need to
Yeah.
communicate that better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's like no, mum, like I don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I do this, you know,
Yeah.
trying to get them to understand.
Not at the park doing
Yeah.
boot
Yeah,
camps.
like, I don't train anybody anymore, mum.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in the gym working out with people. I never was working out all day, you know, getting paid to work out. But when I was younger, like I was embarrassed to tell people what I did for a job.
yeah.
You know, I had like people that were, you know, foremans and doing their apprenticeships and stuff. And
Yeah.
like, it was like, okay, cause society knew what they were, like they appreciated those things and the words that were coming out of their mouths. And had common ground. So like, cool. And then it's like, oh, I'm a personal trainer. I work in fitness. Oh, okay. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it got to the point where I just didn't want to tell anyone what I did for a job. And then, and because you get the like, oh, so you work out all day. You get paid to be fit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're supposed to look like a fucking superhero all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, that's not what I do. But now it's like, even just me saying, people go, what do you do now? It's like, I run an online fitness business, you know, for general population clients with body transformation, specifically in strength. And then it's like, and we also do upskilling business development programs for personal trainers and coaches. People are like, oh, wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds awesome. And it's like, oh, so you don't actually work anywhere. You're online and you this and that. I'm like, yeah. And so then I feel like that's a job now. That's something that's acceptable by the community. And it's like, that's what I like. That's having seen how far we've come from like being told like 15 years old, like, what do you want to do when you're older, Jace? Like, why are you picking all these subjects in high school? It's like, I don't want to do maths methods or anything like that shit because I just want to be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I want to work with people and help them get fit and healthy. It's like, that's not a job.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because obviously like your experience, and then I think about the reception that I got when I switched over, and it's like everyone's just like, that's fucking sick. Like, that's mad. So you can see like the transition just like as a society and like how that's viewed, because
like
I've never experienced
just
that.
like laying the slate clean. Like my parents never told me not to do anything I didn't want to do, but it was society telling me. Like it was my teachers and stuff at school were just like, "Are you sure?
Yeah,
like that's not a job.
Yeah.
Like this is something that only like really affluent people do, and like as in pay for. And this is something that if you do that, you have another job.
Yeah,
you know, that, and even throughout university, it was like, you know, oh, you can get 1% of all students get a sports science job. And the rest of you guys will have to do something else, basically, is what they said. Like, you know, you have to go on and do chiropractic, physio, you know, or just spend your life in the education system just doing a bunch of shit and like running up your hex.
Yeah.
And then it was like, to be a personal trainer, it's like, oh yeah, well, not many people actually make it. You have to have a real job.
Yeah.
So to come to where we are now, and for me to sit in this chair and like sit here and go, I have a mortgage, you know, I lease my car, I pay the bills, put money in the bank.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a fucking huge like transition from when did I graduate? 2010?
Yeah.
Graduated from uni.
Even quality for the consumer too. Like if you're a client of a coach now, it's like the standard is so much fucking better.
Yeah.
Like I think we've earned that. We've earned that, yes, that's a legitimate career, because like even us, what we were giving people when we started compared to what we offer people now.
Yeah.
It's like fucking just night and day. And obviously technology has made a big difference to that.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest one was access to people.
Yeah.
Like being able to reach out to and hear other people speak, not just pay millions, $500 to go listen to one guy speak for the weekend and he didn't bring any notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's the thing now. Like it's so easy as well to like weed out the shit. Like you can look, like there's, you know, shit personal trainers, shit everything, shit accountants. But you can kind of like look across the scale and be like, well, this is what I can get. This is what some people still offer. Like, where am I kind of going to go? Like, there's obviously a bigger market now for people to kind of like make that choice.
People don't have to accept the low standard anymore.
Well, yeah, because there's like something better available.
Yeah, if you're in an area where the standards are very low for whatever reason, like you don't have to accept that anymore. Yeah, because we have the internet. Yeah, it's like I train some people, you know, in some very, I guess, like secluded parts of the country, and the standard there is just not acceptable. So they have the ability to outsource that now where the standard is high. So it's like that's a really good shift too, because it just brings the whole industry up.
Yeah,
agreed.
Do you want to wrap it up, host?
So
that's
lots
a
of good
wrap.
things.
Even though I asked all the questions.
Yeah, I know. You got them in front of you. Do them.
I wrote them. Yeah. Where does everyone find us? Lifted Circle.
Yeah, so Lifted Circle is live now. So we're taking enrollments. So you guys can head over to the link in the bio and you can apply over there. Or if you've got any questions, just shoot us a DM. If you like this episode of us, like actually just talking rubbish, like not actually going ahead with like, you know, any specific plan, let us know, because like we want to do it more often.
Give some questions and topics to talk about.
Yeah, send us.
That'd be cool. It'd be cool to just get an idea of what people want to.
Because that website only had 17. I've already used 5 of them. So
we've got to find another
help.
Send them through. You can tag at STCfit At Nat Jurek, STCfit. Ben, what's your handle?
At Ben Scott STC.
Jace.
At Jason Galea _STC.
And that's us done for this
One
week.
day we'll uniform all those.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think we should
Yeah.
by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been how long?
Mine got too many words, too many
Yeah.
letters.
Same
Yeah.
problem every fucking time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have like so many syllables. Anyway, let's talk about this off camera.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
We're done.
Let us know what you thought.